1, 2. How we doing today, folks? Welcome to the 5th episode of...
Oh, you did? I want to bring it up.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right, folks. How we doing today? Welcome to the 5th episode of...
No questions.
Just conversation.
God.
Just conversations.
Yeah.
No questions.
No interviews. Hey, yo, on some real though, people. I know y'all looking at us like we're retarded, but we are tired today.
We picked a hell of a name.
Yeah, but no, we pushing about our 13th hour today. So
And this shit is a tongue twister. It's
Yeah.
like...
the fatigue is setting in today, but we're going to push through. The great Miss O is here to talk about current events today because we had some disturbing things happen in downtown Macy's. She can elaborate into the story, and we all going to, talk about it. So, Miss O, please give me please enlighten the people what happened in Macy's this week.
Okay, so if you are unaware, on these Philadelphia streets, a 22-year-old African-American male waited inside the bathroom at Macy's and did the most unthinkable act to a 55-year-old woman whilst her husband was one floor below shopping. I don't know how I feel about this situation. I'm always at the mall. I am 5'0". I don't know how to even process that situation. My daughter goes to the mall with her friends. Can we no longer go to the mall? I don't know. I just don't know how I feel about it. And then when this man, after the fact, we have footage of him leaving Macy's as if he just, grabbed a nice polo shirt.
Yeah, he didn't even run. He walked out casually. Yeah.
Raped the person. And then he didn't do anything else for the day. As if that was his job for the day. Like that was his 7 to 3 task. He went home and chilled for the rest of the day. I don't know how I feel about it.
Am I understanding this correct? Her husband was there.
Her husband was there.
So you at the mall with your wife, and she leaves you just to use the restroom while you still shopping, and you have no clue that this is happening. This is like disgusting.
I mean, how I don't know how he could. I know he feels guilty. Even though it's nothing he could have done.
Their whole dynamic is gonna change from that one incident. How he's gonna feel, how she's gonna feel towards each other. He felt like he let her. We have no clue on what their marriage is going to go through as a result of this. It's hard to swallow. You know what I mean? You think about your significant other, you at the mall, man, and
I mean, how easy do you say it
on your watch? You understand what I'm saying? It's that's a hard pill to swallow. Even when I'm not, and my family is not the victim of that, it's still, it bothers me a little bit. You know what I mean? Mm. When you have, I got 2 daughters, and I couldn't imagine that happening to them. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
I mean, most people. I mean, me, it's straight to revenge.
Yeah,
I'm straight to revenge for something like that. And the sad part about it is that we talking about this 21-year-old like this is probably a regular same 21-year-old. I don't know the person, and I'm not an advocate for the victim at all. But it's not normal for a 21-year-old man to hang in Macy's bathroom and wait to rape somebody.
Couldn't have been the first time.
So. To me, it's like how did it get there?
How do we get there?
Yeah, how we get there?
Exactly.
So at 21 years old, how was this kid raised? Was this a kid that they mom pimped him out on the system to give him pills all day? So this motherfucker, so his brain probably never developed. He don't even understand. I'm not saying he don't understand what he did because he definitely satisfied.
It was premeditated. It was planned out.
He definitely satisfied a human urge. So. He knew what the hell he was doing.
Yeah.
But did the motherfucker, do he even have the skills of a person with common sense?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's that nature took over him. He's unbalanced.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like that. In no way in the world, I can't think of nobody that I was 21 with when I was 21 that would have did some stupid shit like that.
Right.
Like that is like the most despicable shit that you ever even heard of in life.
There's no normalcy in that. So you're dealing with somebody that's not sane in that sense. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not to even shed light on his.
Yeah, not to say like not
like he need to get away with it. No, not saying
that
it like
guy
that.
don't never need to be on the streets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For me, because if you that fucked up, it's like shit. Are you?
And
even
guess what?
fixable?
He will be.
So if you sitting in a bathroom for hours, and you really just scouting out.
Because what time?
That sound like
this happened early. It happened early.
Yeah, this sound like an addiction. You understand what I'm saying? This sound like a
something
problem.
That's just didn't start.
Yeah.
And it sounds like something that either he's been contemplating for a while, or somewhere in here, and
or he's been acting on.
Yeah, he might have already done it. So
Yeah.
this is the one sad individual. You know, I mean.
But how do we, as parents and people that are, just going to the mall and we have children and they go places with their friends, how can we then feel secure? We already trying to keep them away from going to the places that we know are bad, right?
Yeah.
But we talking about the mall.
Yeah, I mean that's a deep joint because you don't want to do the blanket thing like don't go nowhere.
Exactly.
Or
and then you don't and then you don't want to be like, well, I'm just gonna go with you everywhere you go, and then shit. I mean, you said you 5 foot. Yeah, you already said you 5 foot nothing. So y'all both might have got muscle. You know what I mean? So it's like it's to the point where it's like, well, damn, everybody just get a gun. Do everybody just get a gun at this point?
And you don't want to root for saying, okay, do we need security in the bathrooms?
Yeah.
Because now you giving away a certain amount of your rights.
Yeah.
For one heinous act. You understand what I'm saying? It's a slippery slope.
Yeah, it's a joint where you damn near like. I mean, it's gonna be fucked up because for one, Macy's they gotta get sued. This guy gonna go to jail for a long time, and this lady is probably gonna have nightmares about what just happened to her. Because I'm quite sure this wasn't no little weak motherfucker. So when she walked in that bathroom and seen him, I'm quite sure her whole fucking life probably flashed, before her eyes. So like I said, I don't feel no pity for this guy. Whatever happened to him should happen. And where he's going, from my understanding, those rules still apply.
Yeah.
Like for rape,
Hopefully
rape is not acceptable. You know what I'm saying? So, man, like my prayers is out to the family that was affected by this heinous act. Like this should have never happened. How do you fix it? I mean, like if I was the business owner and it happened in my business, I wouldn't know what to do because I'd be like, God damn, I didn't prepare for nothing like that.
Right.
If I'm the husband to the wife. Oh my God! I didn't prepare for that.
I didn't prepare
for
that.
How many times you somewhere in the store with your old lady and be like, yeah, man, go ahead, get the fuck away from me. Go ahead to the other side. Like, go ahead. You know what I'm saying?
Now there's got to be.
Now I'm gonna stay with you. I'm gonna stay with you side by side.
Peek in there to see if somebody in there.
But funny thing is, and this is what I'm saying about the cultures changing and everything getting like misconstrued. When you was younger, you went to the bathroom. Believe it or not, your parents or your older somebody stood by the bathroom whenever you went.
Right.
When we was younger, it was always like if one person go, the part of the
buddy
crew go.
system.
Yeah. But you didn't have to do that as an adult.
Yeah.
So is this the world we living in now? Like we got a buddy system to the bathroom. Like it's if I'm a woman.
I can't see me going to the bathroom.
Yeah, that's what I said. If I'm a woman, I'm gonna hold my shit.
Something to hold that like I might have to go, but I'm the type of person that and I'm not a scary person. But because that happened, I can't. I know if my feet won't allow me to go into it. I won't be able to do it.
Right.
I know I won't. And that type of feeling when somebody I'm listening anywhere, mentally I can't process that. I cannot process my daughter being at the mall just to grab a shirt and she come home and she's scarred for the rest of her life.
Right.
And again, because that's a young black male who did it. Now the face of young rapists, a rapist in stores now is gonna be young black men.
Males, yep.
So he may have been the 1 in 1 millionth, but now all of a
sudden
now this is the face. This is the face of
this is what we're doing now.
Yeah. So now if your son or your nephew or somebody in the store now and just shopping, now he a rapist now. That's the sad part of it. Like it's all gonna be put together. Like them young black boys. They rapists now. Like what the fuck? Like
all the chicks out here, they paying niggas for it. I don't understand.
Yeah.
They giving it away. It's all day. It's like getting a Lucy.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, between I hate to say it, but like everybody's brain is like stuck on it. What we're saying is undeveloped brains on shit like Instagram all day, watching titties and asses. And you got these dumb ass, you can't control You know what I mean? When those kids,
The urges is
yeah,
different.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Everything's oversexed.
Yeah, you know,
Oversexed.
over sexualizing shit. This is the society we running into now. Here we go, folks. Button up. You know what I mean? There we go.
Yeah.
We getting a hyperactive sexual society. You know, so when we hear about wet ass pussy and all that shit, and I'm not knocking the songs. I mean, they're fucking, you know, they're entertaining things. But this is the flip side of things like that. You got a young man went in there, fucked up his life, somebody else, and several other people's lives.
I mean, yeah. Even though, like you said, it's entertaining, but if that's your diet, that's the outcome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you know, we like Kool-Aid, but you can't drink that every day. You know, you gotta drink water. So even with your music, some of these songs and some of these movies, you can't watch day in and day out, because even a person who's aware and conscious, but at the one point you become unconscious because you're feeding yourself this day in and day out, day in and day out.
Yeah, all this
You know what I mean?
over-sexualized shit.
Over-sexualized shit, yeah.
That's why parenting is important. You know, you gotta watch what your children are doing.
But was he
Case
bred?
in point.
Was he bred or somebody just had him and threw him outside?
I don't know, but in terms of parenting, right, with the video games and so forth, I even asked my niece. I asked her, she's 8 years old, would you allow your child to listen to that song that you're listening to right now? Is it okay for you as a parent, when you become a parent, you want to allow your daughter to listen to songs with curse words? You want to allow your daughter to watch YouTube with things that's just not appropriate for a child? And when she say the question, then it's like, then why is it okay for you to do it?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, like when you talk about over-sexualizing, you know, some of those things is a choice.
Yeah.
You either turn it on or you turn it off.
Right.
Yeah, but that's if you got the same mechanics or the same tools as someone like you. See, you got common sense. Some of these kids ain't got common sense. Some of these kids, I mean, if you go in some of these houses, man, like, and I wish, you know, one day we could bring a DHS worker in to talk to us about these type of things. I mean, you ain't got electric, you ain't got water, but somehow you got the damn internet, and you sitting right there in this dark ass house talking about, man, I can't wait to get my up for the first time. Make sure you beep that out. But you know what I'm saying? Like that over sexualized thought. Like, again, you feeding yourself all this negative BS. You keep feeding it. Like back in the day when we was younger, you wanted to see titties and ass. You had to hope you could get a Playboy. You know what I mean? Or spread it over your cousin's house and hope they had the chip cable box and be like, damn, I can't wait till everybody in the house go to sleep. I can't wait 12 o'clock. I'm gonna watch this freak shit.
Right.
Like now, the shit you had to go look for that shit. Now all you do is just go right in your phone and be like,
Too convenient.
yeah, titties and ass and titties and ass, dicks. I mean, everything you're looking for is right there, and that's why we got this.
You're getting a little explicit in this motherfucker.
Don't worry about
man.
it. It's gonna beep out. My man gonna beep it all out, man. But
I got to throw the towel in on this nigga, man.
Nah, I'm telling you. I mean, come on, nigga. That's what they seeing, dog. That's what they seeing. I'm telling you. I mean, motherfuckers, the people out here taking pictures and certain things to make sure, you know, for whatever, attention, money, whatever you got going on.
That's why I'm not really into social media. I can't get with it. I from day one. That's why I can't get with it.
So you're telling me you have never showed a little TNA on Instagram or anything?
No, I don't. Listen, me personally, I don't have time to sit around and do what kids do. You know, I ain't knocking nobody for being on Instagram. I do like it for the business aspect of it, you know, and for people that's in different cities and countries to be able to connect. But at the end of the day, you know, it's baffling to me that people call my phone and ask me for directions, or people call me, ask for stuff that they could base. This is what the phones is for.
Right.
But when it comes down to watching with somebody eating all day and, you know, just things, I'm just not really into that. You know, so in regard to me being on Instagram, for me, I'm not sitting around doing what my son is doing.
Right.
You know, and there's no knock or disrespect to anybody. I get it. It's just not my thing.
Right.
But in terms of the exposure, it's too much. It's too much.
I'll tell you something funny about a lot of these tablets, iPhones, these social media apps. The people who make
tracking
them,
devices.
well, not just that. The people who make them don't let their kids play with them.
At all.
Oh, I'm
You know what I
sure.
mean?
They make their kids' brain. They make sure their kids' brains are developed to a certain age. And what I see a lot, I mean, I even see in some of my family members where you give the kid the phone
all
you
day.
You give them the tablet. You give it to them to
Keep
keep
them
them
quiet.
busy.
Yeah.
But what you're doing, you're really stopping that brain from developing.
Exactly.
Because you know, from the ages maybe 5 to 15 is the most. You know, it's the most development the brain going to do. Even come down to dribbling the basketball. The best dribblers, they start dribbling the basketball when they're about 2 or 3 years old. So when So when your child is supposed to be developed, their best part of brain development, you robbing them by giving them something that the people who made it don't even give their own kids.
Yeah.
So you got to really think about that shit.
It's just
like,
the sad thing
it's
about it is,
overstimulation and they know it.
yeah, the sad thing about it is, man, you can pick and choose
what
they
look
look at
allow,
on there and what's on there. Because at the end
But
of the
even
night,
still, all day is a problem.
Yeah, all day is a problem.
Yeah, the problem is the all day.
like in my
aspect.
house, we'll take the iPads, the phones, and they read real books in my house. You know what I'm saying? We give real books, but you kind of don't want them to. I don't want them to be in the situation I am right now when it comes to mechanics. I'm getting you to do it, you to do it, you to do it. I'm not that good at it. So this future, it's our kids' future. This is going to be their future. This is what they're going to be doing. They have to be mechanically ready for these things. So you got to let them learn it. You know what I'm saying? Or they won't fall behind. But it can't be every waking moment.
It needs not to be their friend.
Right.
It needs not to replace outside. It needs not to replace social interacting. You know what I mean? Like back in the day, even when we had video games, I mean, like for me, when we had TV, turn that idiot box off and go outside.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like turn that idiot box off and go outside.
But think about it, when we was coming up, they ain't had to tell us to go outside. Even though I had all the video games, outside was my thing. I loved outside.
I loved outside, but I'm lazy sometimes.
Yeah.
And I ain't in the mood.
See, I played sports, man, so I wanted to play basketball, football, baseball. I wanted to get outside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You may be exception.
What I'm
saying is that some kids sometimes they just want to sit back and watch reruns of Different Strokes. I like Different Strokes. You know what you're talking about?
No, it was gonna be going when you got in the house at 10 o'clock on the back channels anyway.
No. Well, see, that's the difference in age.
Yeah.
That's the difference in age.
That's a difference. And that's why we thought you didn't want to be outside. I came up on more video games than
No. What I'm saying is that did I go outside? Hell yeah. I mean, shit, I was outside. I was always outside. Yeah, I was always outside. But it was times when I ain't feel like going outside. But it's times I want to sit in front of the John with the cereal, eat the big bowl of cereal, and just sit right there and be like, "Damn, this shit popping." Saturday morning cartoons is nothing like it for me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I would chase that film to 12
That
o'clock.
might be the only time we was in the house Saturday morning.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is my papa coming there 8 o'clock in the morning from work. Turn that goddamn TV on and get your ass outside. Go clean up.
I've been looking at Saturday morning cartoons, but I'm putting like little Debbie cakes on the shelf. I'm getting soaps and stuff out the storage room while the TV on. So I was up Saturday morning out the house.
Yeah.
My whole life. So yeah, I was always outside.
Yeah.
Always outside.
No, I have my moments, man. I get lazy. I'm not outside every day. When I'm outside, but I take time off from outside.
No, it's so crazy. Like even to this day, I can be home with the family, man, and my lady be like, "Listen, go ahead outside. I can tell this house thing is driving you crazy. I gotta go do something, man. It's like the house thing, man. It takes more energy out of me than
that's another October Libra thing.
The house
they gotta be running around the streets.
And then I was a car baby, so I was always ripping and running my whole life in the car as a baby. You know what I mean? With my mom, and my dad going ahead, doing this all the time. So to sit in the house for me, man, is a drag. I can't.
Punishment. He in the corner.
So, we got another topic, but to sum up everything we were saying, man, like, I would really say, if you at the mall, and you at the store, you watch your loved ones. Like, watch your loved ones.
Get me mace.
I mean, get the mace, get the Gap, do whatever you got to do. Like seriously, because
I have to get some mace.
At this point, like,
I
don't think nobody ever want to go through what this lady just went through. You know, and I'm not saying that this is an epidemic and this is a problem that's going to be happening every time, but unfortunately, because it did happen, you got to treat it like it will happen.
Yep, prepare.
So yeah, you rather be prepared for it than, you know what I mean, just be thinking about it. So I would definitely make sure that I'm on point. And if I'm by myself, if I'm a woman, I ain't going to no store. I ain't going to no bathroom. I just had to do it when I get home. You know, just one. And it's just messed up because that one episode now, it's going to change how everybody looks at it.
Yeah, it's the narrative. It's
not
a narrative
even that.
now.
What about the workers? I would quit. If I worked there, I would quit. I would have had to go. How can I continue to work at a store with a... No. You have to quit.
And then he went into the woman's bathroom. So my thing is, you got surveillance and nobody's ever
and then guess who
watching
called the
cameras
cops
at all.
Unless my sources is wrong, she called the cops.
Yeah, she got a cell phone and it just happened to her. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, you got security at Macy's. No, so she wasn't even in position to yell, scream. Nobody could help or rescue this woman.
Yeah. Now I don't know how it work in department stores. I mean, even on down in grocery stores, you got your security guard at the front of the store, and then it's the guy who watches the cameras. They call it the store detective.
Yes.
He sits in that room with the mirror windows, and he's watching the camera. So when he sees you stealing on aisle 7, he comes out and he watches what you're doing on aisle 7. So you telling me this big surveillance in this big store like a Macy's don't have somebody's watching the cameras? Meaning when you seen that Mel go inside
definitely going to the bathroom because I'm quite sure it's a sign. Don't bring no merchandise in this bathroom. Because
Exactly.
But
you understand what I'm saying?
I mean, to tell you some true shit, and Macy's, I had to go to.
I mean, I feel like they dropped the ball.
Well, you think about it. How many stores are really on the ball now since COVID started?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because now when you go in stores, like customer service sucks. The shelves ain't stocked. Like it's almost depressing. And it's almost like you know what this is going to start? More online shopping.
Yeah.
More people like, man, I buy it online.
Yeah.
So now here we go again.
Brick
Some
and
more
mortar.
jobs,
Brick and mortar is over.
Yeah, R.I.P. brick and mortar. It's going to be little things like that that'll be how you see the end of brick and mortar. You know what I mean?
Macy's for me.
Yeah.
I always run in
crazy.
Macy's right there to get my lipstick because I go to the right terminal all the time. I can't go back in there.
That's crazy.
I'm not gonna be able to put my.
Yeah. So we in a new time. We definitely in a new time.
So in this particular situation, outside of the monster who actually did this, who do we put some of the blame on? I mean, what do we feel like could have happened different?
Well, definitely. If I'm Macy's, I got a security guard at every bathroom. I'm locking the bathrooms. Like real talk. Like it's to the point now. Like, cause I don't want this to happen to me again.
Yeah.
I'm locking all the bathrooms. If you gotta go ask the cash register. Go ask. It'd be like you know how when you go to fast food with some of the fast food joints, they be like, no, you gotta get the key from us. We gotta let you in. Da, da, da.
Yeah.
So because there's no way that man would have that key.
Now,
You know what I mean?
by this happening on their soil, does some of the blame? Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Does some of the blame go to them, right?
Not unfortunately, I can't think of it, but unfortunately, that's the law.
Yeah.
It happened at your store. You are negligent.
Right.
You're negligent. I mean, shit.
Because there's so many things that could have
I
been
get sued.
different.
I get sued.
I wonder
People
if
get hurt
she
on my
even know
property.
that.
Right.
I wonder if she even started that process.
I mean, I don't know that. I'm quite sure it's a grieving
You know what I mean?
process. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I don't know what it's like to even like.
But I'm sure that wouldn't even be at the forefront of your brain. Something like that happen.
For nobody.
Not
not even a husband,
that that's
nobody.
gonna make you feel better or anything, but that wouldn't probably pop into my head that I would hold that store accountable. Or liable. You know.
Yeah, I mean, but this is like this
But
is the system.
of course, it makes sense
This
to
is
do.
the system. Like this is, I put it like this. These lawyers, some of these lawyers, such sharks. Quite sure didn't reach out to.
I'm
them.
sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
They
how
probably
that
on her
goes.
steps, like, hey, listen,
Yeah.
and like, I'm quite sure she didn't want to make her money like that. She just wanted to go to
Exactly.
Macy's and get something.
Yeah.
Like
Because
that.
now what you do, you ain't taking a vacation, with the mindset basing off of how I got this money. You ain't gonna enjoy that.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, yeah, your money came from some shit
That you wish never
that
happened.
you probably would rather get the money back, and that
Of
never
course,
ever
of course.
happened to you.
Of course,
You know what I'm
there's no
saying?
price.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
no,
that.
not for nothing like that.
Yeah.
So, like I said,
Especially you gotta go get an AIDS test. You gotta go get every type of sexually transmitted.
not even that. You got to testify.
So you gotta relive this
trial.
shit
Yeah, you
again.
got to go to
Gotta
trial
relive
about
this
this. You know what I'm
stuff
saying?
again.
So with that being said, just make sure you watching your back and your front.
So
at all
today,
times.
we got another professor at the great Columbia University. This man is like a drugologist. He's tried, tested. He likes how the drugs feel. He thinks they should be decriminalized. You shouldn't be, and then he's talking about Class A drugs. So he's talking about heroin, cocaine. The man said drugs help him do work.
Wow.
So
All of them.
the man says, he said, I like that coke. Like,
Damn.
you know what I'm saying? The man, oh, excuse me, he like that dope. I'm sorry, he likes heroin. So I never heard this being said before, but this is an interesting topic that this man wants to, like, he's just saying, hey, listen, man, people need drugs to criminalize them. So, if you think about all the people that have been in jail over your lifetime,
Yeah.
for these hard Class A drugs and things like that, like, if they're not illegal, like, maybe we have more men in society. You know what I'm saying? Like if you say, put it like this, they don't lock everybody up the same way. Some people, they do these drugs and they get off easy.
Yeah.
They get off easy. Now other people, man, they throw the book at them. But if nobody was going to jail, because you work with functioning addicts.
Yeah.
We both have worked with people that did heroin, coke. People go sleeping on the job, go hiding somewhere, and they still got a job.
Right.
So their kids are still able to have a life. Whereas sometimes in our community, when somebody got a drug and everything, got a serious drug problem, and they lose their job, their kids they don't have that lifestyle.
Right.
Anymore. They don't have a good life.
Right.
So, is it worth it locking up people for being addicts?
I don't really think the addicts do the same amount of time as the person who's dealing. I don't think the addicts never really fell victim of being criminalized. I mean, I know they go to jail, but the minute they say they're an addict, they get released and get to go to rehabs and stuff like that. Their time is a little different when you can say that you're addicted to the drug.
Yeah, not all the time. Because if you're an addict, and then let's say you're an addict and you're a professional shoplifter, when you get high, to keep getting high, you keep shoplifting.
Yeah.
They don't look at that. They forget about the addict. Now they just want to oh no, you're a shoplifter.
Well, yeah, they lock you up for shoplifting, not shop you up for the drug.
Yeah. Well, no,
I mean, they're not locking you up for the drug.
Yeah, but if they take your pistol, they'll know that.
They'll know you're an addict.
This person's an addict.
But if a person got caught with a certain amount of drugs on them, and you say
say
you're an
I'm
addict, I'm using them, then you usually get that thing, when you get to go to a rehab. But that depends on how much drugs you had on you.
Well, listen, that's part one.
Yeah.
But you're an addict, so you're going to use again, part two. By the time you get to part three, oh no, lock that ass up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying, by doing that, at that person, locking somebody up, I know people that got more higher in prison than they did on the streets.
Yeah.
I know people that sold more drugs in prison than they did on the streets. You know what I mean? So it's weird. Like, I don't think locking up the addict works, and because they're trying a different approach with the heroin epidemic, it's something, got to be some truth to it, because everybody not losing everything.
Right.
Not like how we seen people in some of our communities when we was younger. Somebody start getting high, you watch how like the windows start coming out the house.
I don't think addicts should get like the crazy time. I don't think nobody that's dealing with the drug should get the crazy numbers they getting thrown at them. You know what I mean? But I don't think that they should get scot free. I think because it kind of, you need some kind of deterrent. You know what I'm saying, to make a person think twice about it.
Should it be a jail, or should it be
probably fines or something? I don't know. I really don't know how or what I really feel like should happen, but I think it should be some type of deterrent. Should be.
Do you think a person that has a drug problem belongs up in greatest with murderers?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't think people who sold drugs belong up there with people who are murderers. It's two different crimes. Yeah.
How so? What you mean? You selling drugs, you killing people.
Yeah, not the same as a person who stabs somebody or blew somebody's brains out.
Yeah, you are.
I just feel like
if you turn my mom on to coke or crack, and my mom OD, you killed my mom. What other way is it to look at it?
No, I think, you know what I think?
And they doing it repetitively, every day, day in, day out.
I think collectively, your mom and me got together and killed her. I don't think I killed her on my own, so I think it's a little different. I think it's a little different than a person who pulled the gun out and pulled the trigger and they wasn't advocating.
So
if
you know you got
I'm not saying that she get away with scot free. I'm not saying she should do no time.
But I still don't see that there's a difference, because let's just say what they call it, a drought. When drought season come, people mixing all kinds of stuff up in their drugs.
What is
right?
drought season? What are you doing? What are you talking about?
But this is a different scenario.
What I'm saying is,
this is a different scenario. This is a different scenario. But that's a different scenario.
But it's all the same, because it ain't gonna always be right.
No, poison your mom at that.
Exactly.
But listen, I get it.
But listen, champ.
If you poison me,
listen,
and I poison you, then I deserve
it.
And
dope is what?
It's
poison.
No.
Back in the day when that came out in the 70s and 80s, what did they say? It's poison.
Yes, that's beautiful. But listen though, champ. When you commit a crime of murder, your intent was to take this person's life. As a drug dealer, my intent is not to take your life.
That's why they have different degrees of murder. Different degrees of murder.
My intent is to take your money.
Right.
So now, in the attempt of me taking your money, I kill you. Should I go to jail for killing you? Yes. But that don't mean I gotta be near a motherfucker who just chopped up 6 different people.
Right.
But
Two different crimes.
But let's go back. If I accidentally ran you over, I didn't mean to do it. I'm still going to jail for manslaughter.
No.
And I'm gonna be.
But it's different counts. No. You might not do life
purposely or not purposely, right?
No. But you do get different counts.
But at the end of the day,
Is there not different counts of murder?
It's different
No,
counts, but
so
you will
listen,
all be
Champ,
in the jail together.
no, Champ, and that's what he was saying. What he's saying is that all criminals should not be in the, like, it's a difference between a hardcore criminal and somebody who made a mistake.
Right.
So it should be like the jail call for like mistake criminals and the jail for.
So taxpayers gonna pay jail for
It's
all those
10
criminals and criminals?
No, first of all, it's 10 different jails already.
Right.
So all you gotta do is
Sure.
put a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right. I'm not saying there need to be more jails. I think it needs to be restructuring.
Yeah, okay.
Because if you go back to the 70s, for one thing, it was more mental health than jail. And then somebody got smart and said, close down the mental health places and just make them all criminals now. See, it used to be a time when you wanted to treat people. So through treatment is how people break these bad habits. So
Well, we gotta also understand the systematic structure and design of sending African Americans to jail. So once black people and African Americans really get focused on the systematic design that they have going on and stop doing asinine things like sitting in the Macy's to get some vagina that you can get on the street all day long,
but do you think
and
that's
check with it.
But listen though, do you think that's somebody who is mentally disturbed or somebody who woke up and was like, I'm gonna start going to every Macy's raping woman?
It don't even matter.
No,
because
it
at
does.
this point,
Because you have to put them in the right category.
But do all the categories matter? Let me tell you something. At 22, he had to go through somebody's daycare, and if not daycare, he had to go to somebody's classroom, and if not nobody's classroom, he had to go to somebody's doctor. If nobody's doctor, he saw a grandma, a grandpapa, somebody. You're not going to tell me that all these different people, all these different dynamics, all these different levels of intelligence, right? Because we don't know who the doctor was, the nurse was, all these different people. You mean to tell me that somebody who committed such a heinous act, all these people that he has come across in his life, nobody saw anything to get him some type of help? You talking mental health. If it was mental health in these 22 years, nobody just like how you said last week, talk to these people. Nobody saw nothing that was a little off from a person that was sitting the Macy's.
Well, you know what? That's what we got. We would have to get his history because we don't know a lot about him yet.
But we talking about people, right?
But we may found that's
runaway.
Let's touch one subject at a time. That particular guy, we don't know anything about him yet. We may found out he escaped from
he was a
one of these
runaway.
mental institutions. We don't know anything about him. He may be live in one of the mental facilities downtown. We don't know anything about this guy yet, so we can't even jump the broom. You know what I'm saying? And
we know he don't live in a
and,
mental facility. He live on 52nd Street.
No, but you understand what I'm saying?
Have you ever been
we don't know.
on 52nd Street? Not to cut you
No,
off,
that's cool, yeah.
But that's not because seriously, my brother owned the property right there. That part of 52nd Street is pop, drop, and locking. That store he was in is a park bodega, park bar in the back where he just went into.
I know.
Across the
I
street.
get my hair done right.
Yeah, across the street
I'm
is
very
another.
familiar.
Across the street is another stop and go store.
But my point is, we looking at one individual. What I'm saying is, so many people are incarcerated, right? You talking about building more jails?
No, I didn't say build more jails.
What I'm saying is that we have
put the people. What I'm saying is that
in the right.
You have to put the people in the right jails.
But put people in the right jails. What I'm saying is, before we get to that point, there has to be some type of intervention with people, going back to that mindset that it take a village. Because you're not going to tell me that this 22-year-old person that did this, like so many others, right, where people just don't speak up. They turn a blind eye. Like
you think
they
don't?
didn't. Exactly. So my point is, we got to figure out something before we get to that point. We ain't gonna keep building jails. We ain't gonna keep sorting them out. Oh, he did half of the crime. He did whole of the crime.
No. So I wanna clarify that for our people that's listening, because if our panel can't hear us, they got to be able to understand where we're coming from. So when we say put these people in the proper placement, I'm gonna give you an example. Everything ain't so plain. So you take a kid who grew up in the neighborhood and his mind might have been messed up. His living situation might not been yours, mine, or Sharif's. And he in survival mode. He don't know a lot. He's 18, he's deemed an adult, but he's a child in my eyes. Mm-hmm. His option right now to feed him or whoever else in his house, even if it's just him, his option might be the hustle. Mm-hmm. Of course, there's way more options.
But
He
do
don't know a lot
that?
of them.
Yeah, do he know that?
The ones he know and the ones that's right in front of his face is survive. I'm gonna go out here and sling coke or heroin or whatever the drug is that's popping in that particular environment. He in survival mode. At the end of the night, he's a victim as well because he's in that environment that's getting preyed on. Them drugs is getting put in there. He ain't asking to do that. He ain't asking them drugs to get there. He don't have no control on them getting there. He is a victim. He's a victim of his environment. Yes, a product of his environment. So you take this same kid who is hustling out of survival and he get caught with an ounce or whatever, and you tell me this kid's supposed to be upstate with a dude who murdered 15 dudes and cellmating with him like he the same cat. That don't even make sense. You cannot put a kid who sold dope in the same facility as a guy who then murdered 15 people and say they're the same type of criminal. Do that even make sense?
I think there's gonna be variances, but for real, honestly, I ain't with none of that you just said because I'm not with the excuses.
No. I'm not saying.
What I'm saying is, you say he a victim of society and
no. Let's throw the towel in real fast. We did not make him. We did not say he didn't commit a crime. We're showing the difference between criminals.
I understand that.
Should he be locked up in the same facility as a guy who murdered 5 people and he sold 3 bags of coke? Is he the same criminal?
Honestly, I can't say no or yes because those are the type of people that the next crime be something worse. Then they go in. Then the next crime be something worse.
It could be. We don't know that. That'd be us being real cerebral. Like we can't do that. We got to deal with the situation at hand. Or I'll be like, we got to deal with what did he do today?
I don't know.
What did he do today?
Okay.
Like you can't convict him for crimes he hadn't done yet. Like that's kind of crazy.
What about the people that said that they ain't do nothing?
That's my point. That's my point. So we gonna put them in there. Should they be locked up with the murderers and they ain't did nothing?
See, like real murderers, like those people who like I said, if you got 20 people, it's 2 hardcore motherfuckers. Everybody else is just they floating by. I don't think you should put those weak and timid and meek persons with those strong personalities of people who will pretty much annihilate those people and make them do whatever they want them to do.
Because they drunk. They was driving drunk. You understand what I'm saying? It's 2 different crimes. I think drunk drivers should be locked up with fucking drunk drivers. I think murderers should be with murderers. I think rapists might need to be over there with murderers. I think they the same type of crime. But when you're talking about somebody stole something from fucking Walmart, you put him in jail with a person who murdered and raped. I mean, it's not even the same people. I'm not saying they don't need to be, they crime shouldn't be acknowledged, but I'm saying put them over there with the rest of the thieves, man.
And another thing, what is the purpose of jail? The purpose of jail is to rehabilitate. It's not to sit there for the rest of your life.
It's to
rehabilitate you. But if you put me like the Khalif Broder story, young guy stole a book bag, couldn't get out of prison, wound up on Rikers Island, and while on Rikers Island, he experienced some shit that I don't think nobody in this room could handle. You know what I mean? You somewhere on foreign land, not foreign land, but I'm saying Rikers Island's foreign land. You don't know the code, you don't know how the shit go. And every day you got this gang fucking with you, that gang fucking with you. That shit drove that man crazy. Cause all he did was steal a book bag. I'm just trying to get a book bag.
Right.
I ain't trying to be a part of this set and that set. I made a dumb move. I got a $200 bill. I can't get out. I ain't got nobody to get me out because my family system not right. I can't get out of here.
Right.
So I should be subjected to some animals. Like real shit, because like it's some people who go into jail and start gelling. They lose their common sense and be like, yo, I'm on survival mode. I'm head. I'm yard out, whack. I got an elbow, which I got life, so I don't care. How a guy who just did some shoplifting going to relate to him? Unless that guy's ready to go crazy and kill this guy, unless he's just going to be like sunk into the back of his cell and kill himself. Everybody can't stand the tides.
Right.
Some people know how to survive, and other people.
It's not even just knowing how to survive. I give you an example. You steal a book bag, right? You should go to the jail with people who stole book bags. But you get in the jail with lifers. These dudes are in here for life. There's nothing going to get them out of here. So their mindset is totally different from a person who's working to get out of there.
Yes.
So meaning this dude deserved to get, because most of the time you either getting raped or murdered in there.
I thought that was like a policy anyway. Like the lifers wasn't in the same population with people that was, short time. I thought that was the system.
In different instances, things get blended, and that's why I'm saying that, and that's why we both saying like, no, the jail for the hardcore should be the jail for the hardcore. The jail for the guys that's, it could be damn near this the 1 to 3 jail, this the 5 to 10 jail, this the 10 to 30 jail, this the life jail.
I get that. I just don't know how you could decipher who is those people and who is not.
I mean, can you tell who everybody personality is? No, because somebody who can have a light sentence, but who's really crazy. Really crazy. That's true. But when you putting like when you gotta do the best when you put it just as Royal Rumble survival of the fittest, because that's what happens the further you go upstate. Once you start really getting them numbers, that's that survival of the fittest. You know what I mean? And everybody ain't fit for it. And even when they make it out, because of some of the things that happen, them dudes' minds is warped. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You got guys that come home still taking that same medication they had to take in jail to go to sleep. Now they out here talking to themselves, guys young, and you see him, you like, damn, what happened to him? A good friend of mine, it happened to him. Crazy, warped. Actually went to high school with him. Real shit. Like, his brain is warped now. Yeah. I see him walking up and down Broad and Lehigh and Broad and Erie, selling CDs with no CDs in them. And nobody even listening to CDs no more. You know what I'm saying? Because his brain is warped. You know what I mean?
I think I know what you're talking about. But.
Yeah, no, I'm serious. Because you probably seen him. Like, he is really gone now.
His teeth messed up too right now.
I haven't seen him in so long, but the times I have seen him,
he don't smile much anymore.
Yeah, I haven't seen him, and it's like, I remember when that same guy first started doing stick-ups, and they was robbing stores, and I just was like, wow, that wasn't my twist. So I looked at him like, no, it ain't for me. Yeah. He get caught with that bid. He come home, and he never the same. Yeah. And now I see him walking up and down the street selling CDs with no CDs in them. So just think about it. What happened in there? Because, I mean, even though you're doing robberies, you're sticking stores, you're putting guns to people, that is a heinous crime. But that wasn't who he was. But this is a guy.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
But he never shot nobody, never hurt nobody.
But guess what?
But those are violent crimes. Yeah. He ain't shoot nobody, but it's gunpoint. But it's a little different than the dude who might have stole candy out the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It could be different, but right now, y'all know I'm watching Black Lightning for the first time, right? You got it's a show. But you got these people that's taking these drugs that's causing them to do these crazy things. You know what I mean? Like, they really feel like they untouchable. And they'll be so strong within those, whatever allotted time that they're fighting or whatever, that they don't feel none of that. Yeah. They don't, like the guy on Jefferson Avenue just robbed the bank. And tried to tackle the cop, like, what are you doing?
Yeah, but they're not in their normal state of mind.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. So right now, how can you make the determination
is that a crime or is that a drug? But
the drug is gonna make you do stuff that you may never do. So, but you still did it. You still gonna be the person to get that case. So we can't make these justifications he's really a good guy, but he just did a bad thing. So
what is that? I mean, is that a criminal problem, or is that a drug problem though?
All I know is I won't say somebody shouldn't if they did it. I don't know, because I don't know if
you should go to jail if you broke a crime. If you committed a crime, you should go to jail.
But y'all think is, should it be a separation? And I'm saying
you still should go to jail.
I necessarily don't know, because the next crime might be a worse crime. I don't know if that person
until you do the worst crime, you should be afforded the luxury.
But look, sometimes, just like in school, right? We got this thing where you're gonna put like a bad kid with a worse kid, right? Because that slightly bad kid gonna really see what it's like and then pull back. If that makes sense. Sometimes they might need to be with that real tough boss to shut their shit down, like, no, stay in your place.
Until that person's child get hurt.
But we ain't talking about adult and child.
No, I'm just saying. But so if you could follow the pattern that I'm saying, it's an extreme lesson to learn. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They got an extreme, outcome. So I don't know if it's worth the lesson. That the gamble might not be worth the lesson.
All I'm saying is I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. Because even with these kids, right, I feel like you could think a kid is so innocent and so sweet or whatever, and they be raping somebody every night. Yeah. I don't know. I've seen some really crazy demonic things between children, adults.
But it's
not every. But what I'm saying is It's been times where we missed it, thinking that this child is okay. And now, just like how this man got to deal with that, we got to deal with like, damn, this happened under our watch because we gave this child a pass and we felt this, and that wasn't the case, and somebody's hurt and affected by it.
But what happens to the people you do give a pass to, and it does work out for the good? You can't highlight all the bad and forget that there are people who were given that second term,
right,
that second shot, and they don't mess it up.
I agree.
So I think everybody should be allowed that. You take a risk with human behavior. It can't be predicted. You don't know what they're going to do.
I just want to, when I get this $1 million from these residuals, right, and she don't pay her fucking taxes, right?
Yeah, she going to jail.
And they come lock her
and
up.
Put her with the murderers.
And I want her to tell me, I did the crime, I gotta do the fucking time. It don't matter who I'm sitting there with. And you sitting there with a motherfucker that, yeah, I'm just saying.
I would just go ahead to either flee or kill myself. I'm claustrophobic. I can't be in jail.
I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this.
No, I literally have an attack. Seriously, like I can't be in small places. I can't be in small spaces. I'm serious. That ain't gonna work out for me.
Nothing small works with you.
Yeah, nothing.
The smallest person
in the
country.
room. Yeah,
the smallest person.
Works
everything big life, big cars. Like, my man, you gotta relax.
I can't do it.
Just drink water and pay your taxes, man.
Yo, you are really a Republican, yo. I thought it before, but I don't now.
I'm nonpartisan.
Yeah, but more on the Republican side. I understand. It's all right though.
And with that being said, I would appreciate and value you guys coming to the table next week with your thoughts on the state capitol being bombarded with so many people that live and are amongst us in our areas. When we go to the mall, when we're at Sesame Place, when we're in Bristol Township getting our cars fixed, all these different things. Think about those people, but then think about the money that we provide to their businesses, and is that something that's being returned to us in our community? We've got a lot to think about. Please make sure that you pour in your details, your questions, all that good stuff, so that we can dissect it and eat it up, beat it up next week.